What's good, fam? Welcome back to the channel. Right now, just drinking some Jack and Coke. This shit'll get you right, perfect balance. If we're drinking this, there's only one thing we're going to be talking about right now: death, peace, the Metazoo, right? So that's what I want to talk about. A lot of videos came out about this already. I'm not going to beat a dead horse, right? I'm not going to sit here and talk about Metazoo for an hour and talk about all the things they did wrong, talk about prices. But I do want to speak on it, right? Because I was a huge Metazoo fan. I had roughly 60 to 80 Metazoo videos, probably more. 2020 to about 2022, that's when I hopped out of Metazoo and I sold a lot of my high-end stuff, the non-alternating Cryptonation Kickstarter boxes, a lot of the graded cards. I had the Mothman, all that stuff, the big hits. Got rid of all of it. And I told people for quite some time, man, it's not going to last. Jump ship. It's not looking good. And I was a diehard fan right when it first came out. Kickstarter, a lot of things were successful. Then they started to go ahead and have way too many fucking collaborations. Every time you turn around was a collaboration, a promo card. And what was keeping it alive was all the promo behind it. You had all these big influencers and Walmart deal, right? Target box store stuff. And it really hyped a lot of people. And people thought this would be like the next big thing, right? For like 10, 20, 30 years to come. And unfortunately, I don't think it's going to do that. And a lot of it had to do with what people were saying for quite some time, for years, right? Like we were saying, make sure that you stop pushing all these auxiliary products. Focus on your core sets, your booster boxes, right? Make sure that you treat people with respect. Stop kicking people outside of your fucking Discord. All this other stuff. And Metazoo did not listen. And recently, there was a letter that came out. They were talking about a lot of things they were going to rectify. Got a lot of people excited. And this was very recent. Metazoo talked about how we're going to fix basically all of the things that the fans have been talking about for a very long time. So people believed it, right? And you have a small community of diehard fans that just really enjoy it and they'll never let it go. A lot of people still believe that Metazoo is going to dust off the ashes or someone's going to swoop in and buy the IP. I've heard Bandai might buy the IP for Metazoo. I've heard rumors that Metazoo is actually not done because they pushed out a letter talking about we're ceasing all operations indefinitely, which means that they are basically dissolving everything and they're done with their card game. Now there's speculation that they may be done with the card game, but they're not dissolving the IP, so there could be stuff in the future. Who knows, right? It could be the TV show they talked about. It could be more video games. It could be something to refocus their funding to bring back the IP. Right? But it's going to take an act of God to get people back as excited into Metazoo as they were at the hype, at the peak. It's just not going to happen. Right? And I think they messed up a few too many times. And I think they had all of the biggest influencers and people and Naoki and everybody else on their side, Sanrio, that took it to levels that it's not going to get back to. It would take something like Dragon Ball or fucking Pokemon to get Metazoo back to the levels to surpass where it was at, and it's just not going to get there. Right? I don't think that it will, and I think a lot of it has to do with how Mike acts, Mike Waddell. And I've seen some videos talking about how Mike is, he threw a temper tantrum, and basically they're saying that he's trying to take down the entire IP because they want to sell it off, and he refuses to take a loss, right? Because they want to oust him outside of the company completely. So what I want to tell people right now, I think, just as far as advice goes, is just be careful, man. If you enjoy what you have, if you're a true collector, then keep what you have, right? Because Metazoo is going to go, I promise you, is going to go for pennies on the dollar. Right now, what's happening is you had Kickstarter booster boxes, Cryptid Nation, that were going for like $2,500. The moment they sent out the letter saying they were ceasing operations indefinitely, those boxes started selling for $400, which is about 1/3 of what the first edition Cryptid Nation boxes were at their peak. They were right around $1,200. So that's crazy, right? So what's happening right now is that boxes are starting to go back up to about $1,000 and people are trying to cash out. You see a lot of people off in their collections, which means they weren't really true collectors from the get-go. A lot of people were trying to get the next Pokemon, and that's understandable, right? You have some people that really want to make money and they just pray to have a come up. But you have people who are holding on for dear life, believing in this game. And you also have people that are scooping up everything they see right now because everything is on sale. And that's not a bad thing. If you really like the samples, if you like playtester cards, if you like, high graded numbered secret rares, whatever you want to buy for Metazoo, this might be the time. But I'm telling you to be careful catching that fallen knife, because in a year, 6 months, 2 years, whatever it may be, even the Mothman sample might not be going for $1,000, right? It was like a $60,000 card. And honestly, I think very soon, all of these cards are going to be pennies on the dollar. So just be very cautious, right? Be very mindful. What I'm doing, I am thinking about probably picking up one more Kickstarter box just for memories, right? To have it in my collection and look back on it, because I did enjoy a lot of stuff in the Metazoo community. I think a lot of people made, bonds and created family, and people won money from the caster cups and all that stuff. And they have lifelong friendships from people inside of the Metazoo community. So a lot of people are sad that Metazoo is gone. And I feel you, right? I feel your pain, and I hope that, we can lean on each other and get through it. But just be careful, man. Don't let people sit here and talk bad to you about how Metazoo is trash and how, you're stupid for buying cards and stuff like that. Enjoy what you enjoy. But on the flip side, don't get burned. Don't get burned spending thousands of dollars thinking that it's going to go crazy, right? You might have one more dead cat bounce. Basically, what I'm saying that means is that you might have one more hype spell where people start getting like FOMO and they think that Metazoo is going to recover, and they start buying everything, and then the prices start to shoot up one more time right before they fall, which could be for good. So take that into consideration. Nobody knows what's going to happen. Nobody can predict the future. I mean, most TCGs last about 3 years. Metazoo, that's about where it started to die, was right around 3 years. So honestly, I don't think it's going to come back. If it did, it would be cool. But none of us know what the future holds. There's been a ton of videos out there, man. Just be careful. Watch what you're doing. As you can see from my background, I have moved on from Metazoo, and I have Pokemon all over the fucking place. I probably have like 700 packs right here of just random stuff. So Pokemon is taking back over my life. But I hope y'all enjoyed this video, man. Drop a comment down below. I still love all of you that were part of the Metazoo community. I'm still close to a lot of people. And even though I moved on from that part of my life, that chapter, there were some very good times, and I had some very good conversations and interviews. And I still talk to a lot of the people like Metakai, right? Cool dude that's still on my social media, and I still care about these people. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, drop a comment. Let me know what you're thinking right now, what's on your mind. I'll be back soon with another video, and I'll see y'all later. Out.